Hello and welcome to the Milan Talk podcast. I am your host, Sumit Paul, and we are, of course, reacting to the 1-0 win over Sassuolo tonight. I do want to start with the negatives just to get them out of the way because I do feel as though it was a pretty unconvincing victory tonight. Anxiousness and nervousness in our performance was a key factor. Given what was at stake, it's understandable, not only in terms of solidifying our place for fourth, with regards to building that gap between us and the likes of Lazio and Roma, who play each other this weekend, but then also producing that positive reaction to Inter's defeat to Cagliari. We have bottled similar opportunities in the past this season in terms of making our position more comfortable for fourth. So on a positive note, it was actually good to see us react in the right way to get the result that we needed to grab third place and move above Inter. We could have done it in more convincing fashion. I do give credit to Sassuolo. I think they were very, very dangerous and impressive with their attacking play. Very slick, sharp, quick passing in the final third caused us a lot of problems. So I do give them a lot of credit for their performance. In contrast, though, I do feel as though we could have been a bit more physical, a bit more urgent in our own play, ruffled a few more feathers. I feel as though we allowed them to get too comfortable and build up a passing rhythm in the game. And I think we should have done better in that sense to kind of break that up and make it more difficult for them if we couldn't impose ourselves on the game and play our style of football and dictate the tempo. So there were a lot of flaws in that performance for me, but I do keep coming back around to the point that yes, it is 3 points on the board and it is third place in the table, so those outweigh the negatives. But watching a team come to the San Siro, a technically gifted team that we've seen previously this season with the likes of Betis and Olympiacos in the Europa League specifically, it is disappointing to see us kind of look like the second best team on the pitch when we're playing at home against supposedly inferior opposition. So the results are arriving, fantastic. Gattuso's got us defensively organised. We're not conceding goals, exceptional defensive record in recent weeks. We are scoring goals, we are winning games, we're moving up the table. All those factors taken into consideration, there's so much more positives than negatives. But now that we've overcome this kind of hurdle, this test, if you like, to kind of respond to other results elsewhere, I just hope that in the 13 games that remain, we can take our game forward a little bit and express ourselves a little bit more, and then I will have literally no reason to moan or complain. So fingers crossed that happens, but let's see what happens. In terms of your Twitter comments, Bradley Watson at Spidey0816. Before this season, we would have lost games like this. 3 points is 3 points, and we are third. Bradley, completely take your points on board. I am probably being a little bit overcritical given the circumstances, but you're right. 3 points and third in the table. Really can't argue with that, and we've got to be happy with what we've seen this weekend. Joe Milanista at the Milanista 11. Yeah, we probably shut that one out, but that's what top teams do. We can't expect to win every game 3-0, so it's important to grind out results. I feel like we've been too negative recently, that said. Hopefully a wake-up call for Gattuso, and hopefully a Lazio win tonight. Similarly to Bradley Joe, completely echo your sentiments. Yes, we do have to show a different side to our play and to our performances in terms of grinding results out. We're not going to sweep teams aside every week, and we've got to show that resilience and resolve to really kind of grind it out, as you mentioned, basically. And I agree with you as well. The two negative point, we have seen it a lot in recent weeks. I do feel as though there's a fine line between being defensively organised and being too negative. We are doing really well defensively. We're not conceding goals, but at the same time, that is having an impact on our attacking play. We are relying a little bit too much on moments of magic and individual quality. And I think that's making it more difficult for us to kind of impose ourselves on games and be more on the front foot and proactive. But again, I agree with both of you. Another 3 points and we're up to third, so I can't complain too much. TRQ_Devon at TRQ_Rookie. A bad game it was, but third is third. Let's hope they come back to their top performances in the remaining matches. Again, similar sort of theme coming through all your comments, and I can't disagree with you. Third place is third place, and there is plenty more to come from us, I think. I think once the pressure kind of starts to be relieved and it switches over to the likes of Inter, Lazio, Roma to keep up with us, I think that's maybe when we'll start to kind of express ourselves a little bit more and play with a bit more freedom. So yeah, just happy with the victory. And Seuss Lover at Seuss Lover 9, a huge pressure at every aspect. Again, I agree. I think the pressure factor in this game was massive. You could have sensed that in our performance, and in terms of our ability to even keep hold of the ball, we were kind of too nervous and too eager to get the ball clear to safety, when normally we would try to build out from the back. So I do feel as though that pressure element was very, very prominent tonight. Daniel Ford at Daniel J Ford, is the lack of service into Piontek this week a troubling trend or just a blip? I would like to say it's just a blip for now. I think, like I said, with certain players not playing to the best of their ability, for example, Suso and Çalhanoğlu, it's making life more difficult for Piontek. We're leaving him too isolated. The more worrying aspect, I feel, is that we're kind of relying too much on those balls over the top and into the channels for him to chase after. I think we need to make him less isolated. We need to get our creative players closer to him on the pitch where they can link up and be more dangerous. Hopefully we'll see that next week starting against Chievo, but I think it's a blip, and the quality that we've got in this team and the movement and finishing from Piontek, I feel as though it's just a minor sort of setback to his fast start with us, and I'm sure he'll get back on the goal scoring trail pretty soon. Just a quick note from another big piece of news from Saturday. Matteo Caldara making his comeback for the Primavera side, played 45 minutes. Absolute joy to see him back on the pitch and in the Milan shirt. Wishing him the very, very best in terms of his recovery now. Hopefully no more setbacks. Continues to build up his fitness and starts pushing for a spot in this first team very, very soon. I have said it before, Musacchio is obviously playing very well at the moment. His partnership with Romagnoli is very, very effective and it's working, and our defensive record says that. But there is still that soft spot that wants to see that Romagnoli and Caldara relationship and partnership blossom. And hopefully we get to see that sooner rather than later. But just really, really pleased to see him back on the pitch for now. That's the most important thing. And let's hope and see how that now moves forward. Guys, thanks all for listening. I'll be back next week against Chievo for a reaction to that game. Hopefully another win. But yeah, as I said, maybe I've been overly critical. Maybe you agree with the points that I've made. Leave your comments below. Follow me on Twitter at MilanTalk1 and on Facebook at the same username. 3 points up to third. Inter losing. Lazio and Roma taking points off each other. Happy days. It is a good weekend overall. Have to be pleased with what we've seen. And let's just continue to push on and now hold on to third spot and make that our own with that huge clash against Inter coming up soon. So thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you soon. Forza Milan.